Well, thank you for joining this little channel. All right, let's get into it. I do videos, warning videos, because I work with clients every day, and if you saw the carnage and the disaster and the bombs, you'd be kind of having this sort of concern as well. Let's get into it. Now, I hate supplements. I've been saying this for freaking 13 years. They do have their place. I'm not even lying. They do have their place, but the point is to get on them and then get off. Also the type, like I can't stand multivitamins. If there's anything that I'm going to teach you guys is toss your freaking multivitamins. They're poisonous. But let's get into it. The supplement industry is a friggin' nightmare. It started in the 18th century and it just kept growing from there. As soon as, because back in the day, people would use natural tinctures and herbs and stuff. Now, that seems like ooga booga talk. And it's so the opposite. I mean, we are living in the upside down world. Please, somebody take me back to my other planet in the parallel universe, because I don't like living on this one. This one is bizarre. I feel like I'm in the Black Mirror. Let's get into it. It's like the more I research about companies like, Nestle, and they've got like the Pellegrino water. I stopped drinking that, honey child. But that's a whole nother video, right? The coffee creamer, the Skittles, the almond milk. Y'all stop drinking that almond milk. Like, children are getting, I'm going to do a video on this. The kidney stones children are getting from the friggin' almond milk today, nobody's talking about it. Get your kids off that nastiness. Okay. So essentially, you have these companies trying to make like beta hydroxybutyrate salts on keto, and they're called keto esters, and they don't work, and they're giving people diarrhea, and they're making people feel sick, and they're giving people diarrhea because they're having all this extra salt added to their body. And a lot of these people are having their blood sugar shoot up. And years ago, I kept telling the guy who was pushing, one of the main companies that was pushing this product, I'm like, this doesn't work. This is just ketones in the blood. This is not, if your blood sugar is too high, then you pee this crap out. So that's just a really great example of how people are so easily bamboozled, and they said it's too late now, we're off on a whole marketing scam, and then they went for it, and now you never hear about them. Well, now we have to worry about the potassium iodide, right? People are doing the potassium iodide, or they'll do the drops on their wrist, or they'll do the drops in water. Y'all have to be careful with this stuff. Number one, it's synthetic. Number two, you're having potassium without selenium. This can actually create iodine issues and thyroid issues and goiters and cancer. Mama Nature is the only way. So that's coming in the form of fish, shellfish, and kelp, seaweed. High levels of iodine. I mean, there's iodine in eggs, but we don't have to eat 5,000 eggs to get what we can get through seafood. But then, of course, we got to deal with the toxins. But they get us one way or they get us the other. Just the way it is. Okay, let's keep going. These are the main ones people taking up. People are taking protein shakes. Burn these shakes. They're evil. Do not drink protein shakes. Do not drink smoothies. The only protein shake you're going to eat is one that has like raw egg in it. Legit. Let me get some water. Keep this party rolling. Okay. Now, what other supplements are people trending on? Electrolytes. I hate these powders because a lot of them use cheap elemental minerals for their products. Cheap. They're using cheap minerals like potassium chloride and oral magnesium chlorides, but really that potassium chloride is really problematic for the liver and kidneys for the binding to calcium. Ooh, it's gonna rain. I hear it rumbling outside. Get your potassium from food if you can, and if you have to for the short term, use potassium citrate up to 400 milligrams a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Get off of the potassium chloride. Do not take no salt or cream to tar crap. Toxic, poisonous, y'all. Start paying attention to what you put on your skin and in your mouth. Now, let's keep rolling with it. What other freaking nasty supplements? People are always asking about like heavy metal detoxification. Like, this is not really keto or carnivore, but like chlorella, spirulina, and stuff like that. The chlorella, for the short term, make sure it's a really good high source of algae, right? To get things like the amalgam mercury fillings out of your mouth or what's in the air. It's not bad to do it, but short term. If we're doing anything like milk thistle, just look for binders and fillers that have things like cornstarch, maltodextrin. And this is also vitamins too, y'all. BHT, polyethylene. This is a preservative that's beyond toxic. Titanium oxide, which is a whitener. This stuff is poisonous. Then after whitening, oh man, it's really gonna rain. I don't want to get outside before it starts raining with my fur babies. They put red dye number 2. They put red dye, red 40, yellow 40. Don't go to Costco or what are some of those other commercial vitamin supplement stores? No. Y'all got to dig for this quality of stuff. If you can get some of these things from real food, as much as, ancestral supplements never paid me, they're still a good company. They do have good products. But you have to be very careful even when taking these things, because you're taking freeze-dried and pulverized and then consumed in excess. So they're never going to be as good as real food, right? You're not going to get the same micro nutrients and mineral content that you would in a bloody liver, because you're going to still get your iron in it for those women who have low iron. Now, iron supplements themselves, people, why are you taking iron supplements? And then vitamin C, ascorbic acid, this stuff binds to iron. You're wondering why you're doing a bunch of carnivore, eating a bunch of meat, your iron levels are too high, and then you're taking vitamin C multivitamins, which is making the vitamin C bind the ascorbic acid to the iron, and now your iron levels are off the hizzy, and you're starting to have health issues. I know. We got to be careful. Even with people just eating a lot of meat, have to be careful to not have issues with uptaking your iron. You can't just eat a lot of meat. These people who are telling you to eat a bunch of meat aren't considering the fact that you might develop high iron. If you don't believe me, go to Frank Tufano's channel, where he had to go off of carnivore because he developed hemochromatosis. We got to be careful, my people, especially when taking oral iron supplements, which completely damage the liver. All right. Or they have the potential to. I have to be careful. But, people always think that more is better than less is more. All right. Multivitamins. Why? Nobody should be taking a multivitamin. First of all, they use the elemental minerals. They use vitamins that have low absorption rate, minerals that have a low absorption rate, and they use stuff that is toxic, like keratin, right? Vitamin A. The reason why people are having vitamin A toxicity is not because of the liver they're eating, it's because you're multivitamin. Yeah. Right? It doesn't even convert into retinol very well. You're going to get retinol out of liver. The only liver that we know for sure, for certain, has too high iron is vitamin A, is polar bear. But there are some people who've got calcium in the blood. It's binding to calcium. Your vitamin A is not being used, or they're using retinol on their skin, or they're taking the keratin multivitamin, and all of a sudden their vitamin A status is too high, and that gets toxic as well. So I always say, look at your health before you do stuff. Don't listen to gurus like me be like, oh, just do this and you're going to be amazing. You're going to start losing weight, and look at all the success stories. Bullshit. Excuse me. Yes, don't believe me? Look at my real stories, real people series. Or people are telling their stories of eating too much protein, not minding their electrolytes, having things like gout and kidney stones and hair falling out because of the thyroid and all kind of weird nastiness. All right, let's continue with this. Now, vitamins and minerals, those are the scariest stuff. Like, like I said, the stuff that you get at Target and Walmart and all this stuff, they have a low absorption rate. And then they have, like the calcium they use is garbage. So use fish bone or eggshell, but more like fish bone because they use calcium. It's high doses of calcium carbonate. That's the problem. It's very concentrated. A lot of it. And this stuff can turn into rocks in your blood. That's why I say check your CAC score, which is your calcium score. It just doesn't absorb well. This supplemental calcium. Then we have ascorbic acid, which is a synthetic vitamin C, which is sulfuric acid and cornstarch, and it binds to calcium. I believe, let me look at my notes. It's binding, see my notes. It is binding to calcium, creating rocks in your blood. Zinc, people are like, oh, do zinc because it's so good. First of all, you can't have zinc without copper. So you might as well start eating shellfish or liver, because then you have a balance of zinc and copper. Because zinc on its own, they typically use zinc oxide. This doesn't absorb well, and it's also harsh on the kidneys. All of these synthetic, like vitamins and fortified crap, is hard on your kidneys because it binds to calcium. That's the problem in many cases. Yes. Also, vitamin D. Why are you guys taking vitamin D? Like, back in the day, people didn't take all these supplements. We're doing it now as modern humans, and everybody's got issues. They're like bloated, and broken blood vessels, crackly nails, and bad menstrual cycle, low testosterone, high DHT. People have gallbladder issues, liver issues, blood pressure issues, especially low blood pressure. Like I said, don't do those powdered electrolytes. You've got to try to get it from real food first. God or nature knows what it's doing. We don't. Hence, no box of cookies. Only certain people will get that joke. Yeah, so vitamin A supplements bind to calcium. And then, oh, it's the vitamin C that's binding to iron in your meat. That's what I meant to say, not calcium. Vitamin C is binding to iron. Which is jacking up your thyroid when your iron levels get too high. First thing you want to do is go eat liver. It's going to have vitamin D in it. Go get a Sperti, Sperti, and I should make them my sponsor. Lamp, vitamin D3 lamp that does not give you skin cancer because it's got UVB in it, to raise your D status. And try to get food with high in D, like egg yolks and butter, if you don't react to them. Vitamin K in multivitamins is also quite toxic. Vitamin D is incredibly toxic for the problem of binding to calcium and clogging your kidneys. Yeah. We got krill oil, we got seafood, we got the sun. Lots of great foods with vitamin D. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, so vitamins, I know this stuff. I just got to keep reminding myself. Fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins, right? So you have some of the B vitamins are water-soluble, and then you have and vitamin C is water-soluble, so it can go right through out of your pee. A lot of these vitamins will crystallize in your kidneys and you pee them out. So there's that, right, with your ascorbic acid and things of this nature. But then we have your fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, E, A, and K, and this stuff just gets stuck in you. If you hear that, it is thunder and not my horse. It's going to rain soon. The point is that it stacks within the cells, toxifying you over and over and over and over again. That's why I don't like these multivitamins. Yeah, especially the vitamin D. Child. It. And then that. And just because it's in your blood doesn't mean that your cells are uptaking it. So be very careful when they're like, oh, we checked your D and it's much better now. So go walk out the door and still be sick. No. Yeah, so these fat-soluble vitamins can turn into a toxin. Oh, it's raining now. Darn it, I wanted to get out before the rain started, but it is what it is. I finished my fence, you guys. The fur babies are out there in the back on my property. I'm so happy they're using it, the whole land now. Um, let's see. So the problem with vitamin D and K2, so these are fat soluble vitamins, is that people can go through a thing called hypercalcemia, which is the building up, binding to calcium, and turning into rocks, right? And then jacking up your kidneys. So if you do have a high CAC score, high calcium score, you need to drink water, and you need to go and add some distilled water to clean out them kidneys, my people. Not that city water. That's going to add problems. Yes. High calcium needs a lot of fluids. It's really interesting, too, how your body will, like these vitamin supplements, you can start to have your body mobilize calcium from the bone, which is why I'm like, oh, it's going to storm soon. Gluconeogenesis. Where are my babies? Oh, they're up there. Gluconeogenesis, which is the breakdown of your amino acids, but it doesn't just from like intermittent fasting and OMAD and dry fasting and eating too much protein. This creates a problem because if your body is using amino acids to drive energy, then it's also mobilizing it from your bone. So be very careful. And I'm out. Energy! 55 going on 56 and counting. And I'm just so excited for life, even though the world is so friggin' bizarro right now. Don't be safe. Be uncomfortable. That's the only way to live, because that's how we learn. I still gotta upload those videos of the Amish building my barn, but when I get some time. And I'm out. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com on how to do keto, low carb, high fat, and carnivore diets the correct way without jacking yourself up on all these supplements. They have a need, right? Like the potassium citrate, but we don't want to be on it forever. Like the milk thistle for your liver to clear that shite out, right? Like the ox bile for your gallbladder, or the lipase, or the tutka, or the malic acid. But this isn't forever. This is for right now, and then we got to go move on. What other supplements do people take? Well, there's the whole HRTs and TRTs, and that's a whole nother conversation, what hormone replacement therapy does to your liver, especially testosterone. So be careful, you guys. The answer is not in a pill bottle or supplement bottle. And if you go to naturopath and they push a bunch of supplements, run, Forrest, run. Comment below. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Let me know if you guys are on vitamin D supplements or taking ascorbic acid and vitamin C form. Share this content. Thumbs up, because that brings more people to this channel. And I'm out. Dang, I wanted to get outside before the rain, but I missed it. But they just seem to be unaffected out there. I'll show you guys. It's pouring right now. They're way back there. That back area used to be unfenced, so they could never go there. Now it's fenced, so I'm really happy that they're happy. And I'm out. More to come. I'm going to show you everything. When I get my water drilled, when I do the DIY of this RV camper and update it, when I finish the walls on my barn, when I take Thunder over. I met a couple that have horses and they live about a half a mile away, and finally Thunder can be around big horses. When the here they come. When the Amish came, they're coming for shelter right now. When the Amish came to build my barn, I don't know, it's a whole experience. I'll talk about it later. Oh, they're not coming. They're just out there. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry. When the Amish came to build my barn, they brought one horse and a carriage, and Thunder kept rolling anywhere that horse stood. He's never done that in the history of me owning him. He doesn't do it when he has other big horses to be around. He's around a bunch of little kids, so he is starving for big horses, and there are 8 of them. So I'm going to go and show that experience with Thunder reintroducing himself back to big horses. I'm about to get another donkey because I just love donkeys now. You guys, donkeys are the coolest ever. I love horses, but donkeys got a special place in my heart now that I have one. Ooh, it's coming. Damn. Wow. And I'm out. Peace. StephaniePerson.com. I am going to do a challenge soon. I just got to figure out when I'm going to do it. I'm writing it right now. I'm putting it all together. I got to film all the videos. So get ready for a really awesome challenge where you guys are like, when's your book coming out? Well, a lot of the content in the book is going to be in the challenge, as well as I'm updating all my files, as well on my sites. So I have meal plans. They are still good for newbies. For those who've been around for a while, probably wouldn't have a lot of value because things are getting updated. And they really go down the macro breakdown for those who just don't understand macros right now. And I think that's it. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, so go and say hello over there. Check out my stories where I cover things every single day. My Facebook is Stephanie the Business, as in the body business person. And I'm out. I've done this now for over 15 years solid, and the most important thing is to get your electrolytes in, because if you don't, you can damage your heart. Heed to the warning. Don't believe anybody. Do your own research. Just because Tom, Dick, and Harry lost 60 pounds doesn't mean that they didn't damage their immune system on the way. So be careful. And I'm out. Peace.